Why does balance decline with age, and how to fight it? Hi, my name is Doug. I've been a physical therapist for 30 years, and I specialize in helping people with balance problems learn to walk again. In this video, I'm going to discuss the topic of why does balance decline with our age and how we can improve it. There is a common perception that as we age, we automatically lose our balance. I believe the general public wholeheartedly believes the concept that as someone gets older, their balance simply gets worse and worse, that there's nothing that we can do to prevent balance loss. 30 years of being a physical therapist and reading a tremendous amount of research on balance and aging has shown me that that is simply not true. The concept of use it or lose it is very applicable to the concept of balance. If you constantly challenge your balance, you do not lose your balance. I have met people that are in their 80s, 90s, and even people that are over 100 that have excellent balance, that have no disequilibrium, that a lot of times have better balance than 70-year-olds that I work with. The reason is they're challenging their balance. They're doing things throughout the day that keep their balance system intact. Another important misconception that the public has about balance is that once you lose it, you can't regain it. And all of the research I've read and my own experience, this is also untrue. I work with people every day that have lost their balance due to a neurologic injury like a stroke, a disease like Parkinson's, head injury, or people who have just not practiced balance for years and who are falling all the time. I can tell you that it is always possible to regain your balance. The key is you have to do it progressively. You have to start with a very, very small challenge, something that's not going to cause you to fall down, but will challenge your balance, and kind of go from there. Balance can be improved if you safely do it slowly. Most falls are because our system that tells us how to handle an event where we're unsteady is just not well practiced. When you're young, you don't know how to resist a fall. So children that are first learning to walk, they fall all the time. But then we practice things like standing on one leg, hopping up and down, using a ball while we're running. We play sports like basketball. We do things like gymnastics. Our balance gets better and better when we're young because we're practicing balance challenging activities. As we get older, we stop doing these activities as much because we're busy with other things. But the problem is our balance declines because we're not doing these balance challenging activities. So when you look at someone that's falling, that's maybe 65 or 75, and they're starting to have some falls, the idea that they're having falls because they're weak is actually untrue. They're having falls because they're not practicing balance challenging activities as much. And so if you want to help someone like that, if you are someone like that and you want to prevent falling, what you want to do is practice things that challenge your balance. Here are 3 balance challenging activities that you can do every day to improve your balance. Okay, so now we're going to do tandem standing or heel to toe standing. What you're going to do is put one foot in front of the other and then simply let go of the chair. Now for a lot of people, this is difficult. In fact, you might be losing your balance right now. Grab onto the chair. The goal for any of us is to be able to do this for 20 seconds with each leg forward, with 20 seconds with the left leg forward, 20 seconds with the right leg forward. It's not as easy as it looks. And if you're really struggling, there's a number of things you can do to make this easier. And you want to make it easy enough that you can actually do the exercise. You don't want to make this impossible. If you have to grab the whole time, I suggest you spread your feet apart just a little bit. Having a couple inches between your feet really makes it easier. So if doing that, you're still wiggling around, but you're able to do it, then do it this way. But if you're not struggling, definitely go heel to toe, and then just try to go for time, for 20 seconds. I know I'm not doing it for 20 seconds right now, but you at home, you can use the clock that you're seeing on the screen and then try to do this for 20 seconds on each leg. That's your goal. But I don't expect most people to be able to do that right off the bat. This is one of the best lower level balance challenge activities. I usually say standing on one leg is the best exercise, but for a lot of people that are struggling, this is the best exercise. Now, if you're really having a problem right now, you can spread your feet apart. You can also put one finger on here just to give you a little confidence. You can also put two fingers or your whole hand, but I want you to try to let go more and more. Even if you just do this, that's fine. That's an improvement. The longer you do that, the better you're going to be. The longer you can let go and not hold on, the better. The closer your feet are, the better. Okay, and keep shifting back and forth. I think we're all done with this exercise and we're ready to move on to the next exercise. Single leg stands. So we're going to grab onto the chair. We're going to lift one leg up and shift all our weight over onto the other leg, and then try and let go of the chair. The goal of doing this exercise is to do it on each leg for 20 seconds. But most people that are doing this program, that's a big struggle. In fact, most people, they're going to find that they try to lift one leg and their leg comes right down again. If that's describing you, you're not alone. Almost all the people that I've seen as clients, that's exactly how they go. I can tell you what you're doing wrong right off the bat is you're not shifting your weight enough. The reason that your other leg is coming down, if you shift your weight over, grab the chair, and then you let go, and right away your foot comes down, it's because you're not shifting your weight enough. If you watch me, when I stand on one leg, I'm really shifting my body weight over this leg. In fact, my hips are now centered over this hip. And when I go to the other side, the same thing. Look how much I sway from side to side. Most people that are afraid of falling and have bad balance, they're not willing to shift their weight. The problem is when you walk, if you don't shift your weight, if instead you shuffle, you're actually not getting the most balance you can. We're more balanced when we shift our weight over the leg we stand on. So someone that's very athletic and someone that's a trained, athlete, they're going to shift their weight fully with every step because actually that makes them more stable. So practicing this exercise like this with a chair in front of you just in case is a great way to start to remember how to balance correctly. All right, one or two more here and I think we're done. Our next exercise is called heel to toe walking backwards. So this is just like heel to toe walking, although we're going to be walking backwards when we're doing it. So I'm going to put one foot behind the other, touching my toe to my heel, taking about 2 steps, turning around, and then walking back in the other direction. I'm holding onto the chair, but you can definitely do this without holding on if your balance is good enough. And my knees are slightly bent while I'm doing it. Now, if you're tired after you've done that a couple times, by all means, take a rest. You can sit down and take a rest. If this is too hard, you can just go forward and do it. But let me explain why I'm giving you this exercise. Whenever you do something backwards, you have to use more regions of your brain to do that same action. So it actually helps you improve a skill. So any skill you have that you're doing forward, if you reverse the skill, if you do it backwards, like backwards walking, you're actually making the forward walking better because it's practicing that same skill but in reverse. You're actually using all the same muscles, but it just takes a lot more effort to do it in reverse. The same as saying the alphabet forward versus saying the alphabet backwards. You got to really think to do it backwards. The same is true for backwards walking or backwards walking heel to toe. So it helps you improve your balance by basically bringing more regions of the brain into the movement. But the other thing is, it does throw your balance off a lot, so it's a great way to challenge your balance. You can definitely do this, other places, like in your kitchen, you can practice next to your countertop, or if you have a rail somewhere or a good wall that you feel safe holding onto, you can do it that way too. But I think for these exercises, it's just great to do it right in front of the chair. Okay, we're just about done with this exercise and we're going to move on to our next exercise. I hope you found this video helpful. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Here's a new course that can help anyone regain their balance. This program includes 30 different workouts, one a day for 30 days, that will help anyone who has problems with their walking, their balance, and their stability not only improve their balance and their strength, but improve their walking.